twisting, winding part of the Alaska Highway. We have no cell phone service for about 300 miles. So it's pretty quiet. Unless you have a satellite phone, you're not going to get a hold of anyone. And they're not going to get a hold of you. It is a beautiful day. You can see the sun is out. They've been out sanding this road down, so the road's not in bad shape. Get a cell phone signal again until I get to Watson Lake and Yukon territory. I don't know, I thought about getting a Starlink satellite, but I don't know, we'll see. Just a beautiful day though. Bison on the side of the road back there. Hopefully I don't run up on any in the middle of the road. Nice and peaceful through here in the daytime, in the winter, before the tourists come. You ever get tired of making this drive, man? Always see something new every trip. Back to your creator, man. I don't know. It's just a really beautiful area. And I've run this road now back and forth, God, I don't know how many times. But still, I think everyone should make this trip at least once. Everyone in North America, anyway. If you don't want to do it in the winter, fine, do it in the summer. But either way, beautiful drive in the summer. You know, it never gets dark once you get this far up. It stays daylight almost all day and all night. Summertime, you got to worry about the bears. You'll see them on the side of the road, running across the road. Thinking about going hiking through here. Thinking about maybe doing it in the winter when the bears aren't out. I don't know. We'll see what life brings me. But you got to keep your wits about you through here, that's for sure. said this in previous videos. The curves on the Alaska Highway are tight. So as tight as you think they are, they're probably that much tighter. One good thing is there's not a lot of traffic, especially in the wintertime, so you can kind of straighten the curves out. Kind of what I'm doing here in the middle of the road. You got to be a little careful on blind curves, especially in the daytime. At night, you can judge a little better because you can see someone's headlights if they're coming the other direction. Of course, in the daytime, you don't have that luxury. But if you can see a ways down and see there's nothing coming, kind of straighten those curves a little bit. Here comes the bridge. They're replacing a lot of these bridges along the Alcan. Some of them have been here since the road was built in the 1940s, and they're very narrow. Some of them you can't. Well, some of them you got to take the middle of the road. You don't want to meet up with another truck. This is an old one here. And there's always a sharp curve at the other end of it. Trucks. You used to have a few brave souls who, make the trip through here in a car or pickup or even the occasional RV, but not very many. Not until about the end of April. wondering, this truck's got an X15 Cummins engine and a Fuller Eaton 13-speed manual transmission. It does alright. not practical. Most people up here, especially in Alaska, expect their trucks to do a variety of things. On-road, off-road, heavy haul, regular freight. Most of them will put headache racks on them, even if they're pulling mostly dry vans or reefers, because, you know, they may pull the occasional flatbed. Most of these companies have different kinds of trailer, like us. We have reefers, dry vans, flatbeds. We have some drop decks. We have some winch trailers. You just got to do a little bit of everything up here, because you never know what you're going to do. Like, I'm hauling a dry van now. I pull the flatbed down, pulling the dry van back up. Even though I technically have flatbed freight in the dry van, I've got 4 totes of DEF fluid and oil and a pickup truck back there. So I could have put that on a flatbed, but this time of year, you don't want to put those totes of DEF out on a flatbed out here in the wind and everything. They'll just freeze. I mean, it's cold in that trailer, but at least, you know, they're not in the wind, they're not in the weather. Reminds me, that tanker truck, I don't think we have any tank trailers where I work. I don't think. It's one thing we don't have. But you have to diversify, because you'll haul a whole mess of different things sometimes. Toward the end of February. I think I'm ready to go home for a few days. Never a dull moment on this road, I can tell you that. You're always twisting and turning, up and down. This is probably the most interesting part of the Alaska Highway. Funny enough, it's called the Alaska Highway because it links Alaska with the rest of the world. It's the only overland route into Alaska. The only other way to get to Alaska is by boat or by plane. This is it, this road right here. Most of the Alaska Highway is actually in Canada. There's only about, 200 miles of it that's actually in Alaska. But it was built in the 1940s to link Alaska to the rest of the world. call it the Alaska Highway or the Alcan, Alaska-Canada Highway. Technical official name for it is the Alaska Highway. But if I say the Alcan, it's the same thing. Summit Lake. Some of these businesses out here are open year round, some of them close in the winter. It just depends. I think Toad River's open year round. As far as like the stores and such. This little place here been shut down for years. There's all kind of camping people do in the summer, either at the campgrounds or wide spots off the road or something, you know, just depends. You know, there's no fences along the side of the road, so to my left there is actually a river. Well, that's actually Summit Lake. It's part of a river. You can see it's frozen over, so. Although the temperature is up to 30 degrees Fahrenheit right here. That's crazy, man. That's the warmest I've seen it in a long time. It's nice. Summertime, you got to watch out for the sheep. They'll come down off these cliffs, stand out in the middle of the road and just, I don't know, be a nuisance. Thought 37 years ago when I started driving that I'd ever get up this way. I always wanted to, but I never thought I'd ever do it. And now I do it on a regular basis. I mean, I'm actually based out of Alaska right now. How much longer am I going to do it? I don't know. I've spent a summer and a winter up here. Hold on a second. Brake check. You got to pull off legally, even though there's really nothing to check. Checked my brakes earlier, but I'm going to stop and But like I said, my brakes are fine. You know, they're automatic slack adjusters nowadays. Not really much you can do. Back in the day, we would have to hand adjust our trailer brakes. You'd have a 9/16 wrench, and you'd get up under there and you'd adjust them by hand. But now, with automatic slack adjusters, there's really nothing you can do. Personally, I'd like to go back to the manual slack adjusters. That way, if I burn my brakes up going down a mountain and I die, that's on me. I didn't adjust them. Now, I'm at the mercy of the technology. But I'm an old man, you know. 8% grade, 2 kilometers. Back in my day, we used paper maps, and we called in once a day, let everybody know we were alive. We didn't have cell phones, and somehow it all worked out. You know, we probably had less accidents than we have today because we had to think on our feet. Which I have to think on my feet at this company. We don't have a lot of this fancy stuff. We don't have the driver-facing cameras, the interactive cruise. We don't have the lane departure system or whatever. None of that really works well in Alaska. Gear down a little bit for this grade. You can see it's a long way down there. They don't believe in too many guardrails on the Alaska Highway. There's a bit of a guardrail there to your left. Just big enough to, I don't know, it might slow you down a little bit, but it's not going to stop you from going over. So you just take your time going down it. 8%, it's not too awful bad. Just don't want to get going around these curves too quick. And if you got to take both lanes and somebody's coming the other way, that could be bad. Or you come around the corner and there's a bison on the road or sheep or something. You don't really see bison through here. You see them more on the flatlands. Around here is where you see the sheep. Man, it's be a great place to camp. Get up on top of the hill over there and get down there along the river, down here once you get down to the bottom. I wouldn't want to camp by the river in the summer, not right along the highway, too many tourists, but too noisy. Go to the car. Area over here. Rocky Mountain Lodge, that's closed. I think they open in the summer. I don't think they're like permanently closed, if I remember right. Anyway, down there to my left is the river. You can go down there and camp out somewhere. Not right on the water. You never want to do that. But down off in the trees. got these wide spots to my left. In the summertime, people will park their campers there and kind of camp. Anyway, this video is almost 30 minutes. It's probably 29 minutes too long. Actually, we're at 27:45. I'll go ahead and end it. Not much going on. Pretty nice ride through here today. I know a lot of people may look at this road and think, oh, you know, the road's bad. Nah, the road's not bad. It's not slick or anything. You can run the speed limit on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, that would be great. Get around this curve here. But I appreciate you watching. Thanks and God bless.